A little Starcraft travel trailer in here. Alright, let's check her out. Oh, boom. See how much die cord they put on that thing? That is crazy. That is crazy. Obviously we got some issues with that, I'm guessing pretty close. I'll show you something else I don't like about that when I get over that side. But also there's nothing right here. That's just butyl. That is butyl. You need to have caulking on there. And what happens is when they use butyl, we don't use butyl. And I don't use it because it oozes out like this. So when you put this on and you go, hey, I got to caulk it. Well, that stuff will keep oozing and oozing and oozing, and it'll push out the good caulking you put in. So instead, we use an adhesive caulk. Then when the adhesive caulk burps up like this, whoops, you get the camera over there, sorry. And then when the adhesive caulk burps up, then we just strike it down. But there's nothing on here except for butyl. That's all that is. That's terrible. And I still seen it done over this with silicone, it looks like. Yep. This stuff, it doesn't stick. It's silicone, it won't stick to the plastic or anything. Don't use silicone, remove it from your vocabulary. I've got some other stuff that we're going to be bringing in, and I'll show you that later. But it is a different blend. And someone loaded all these. What typically happens with these is, when I'm glad they did, because the water will get in this way, it'll get way down in here. And there's a screw right here. So it'll get down, and that's how it ends up leaking, which is probably what caused that over there. You can see all this discoloration and everything the way they did it. We put the strips right here over all the decking. I don't see any immediate issues with the decking, but I won't know until I pull this whole thing up. And there's a gasket down there. You want to make sure those gaskets are changed every couple of years. Every couple of years, change those gaskets. Obviously, that's the antenna. We'll go around the other side. Take a look-see over there. But they loaded some product in there to kind of make sure that wouldn't leak in there, but damage is already done. Oh, that sheet's dead right there. You can see it. You can see it pushing right in. That is gone, gone, gone. Let me see if I fish out my pocket knife. Oh, sorry about that. Let me say, get your focused here. There we go. Alright. Wish I made these camcorders you hold in your left hand. That is a gun. Look at that nice sharp knife. I had a comment on my, oh, it's even still wet. Wow. See all that water in there? That is still wet. Dang. That is crazy with all the tape and everything they had on there. So we'll have to fix that for sure. But I don't know how good or bad the rest of it is. But here's some more. Boy, they mopped all that crap on there for sure. Gee whiz. Look at that. We're going to have to try and scrape that off. We'll have a nice clean bead going down both sides there. That's what we do. So, well, this is our little Starcraft. So die core, what they want you to do when these RV industry, what they want you to do is to go around and put more on, more on, more on. And the only one that's putting more on is a moron. There's something wrong with that system. And I say that, I'm just joking, but there's one guy posted a comment or something, says, well, you're calling your customers or potential customers a moron. I'm just goofing around. But anyhow, the reason why they want you to keep adding it is because this product is terrible. That what they're doing is exploiting. They are exploiting people who do not know about roof systems. So they use the worst product, which is this rubber. This is the cheapest product on the planet. And I mean that literally. Cheapest product on the planet. Then, to make matters worse, is they give you the cheapest quality product. Price-wise? Oh no, it's not cheap. It's expensive. But it's not. I think it's about $12 a tube. It isn't worth $2 a tube. But if you think about this here, why do you need to go around and redo all this every few months? That tells me that there's something wrong with the product. You don't go around your house every few months and recaulk your windows on there, do you? Of course not. But what would you do if you went and bought a set of tires from, we'll say, Firestone or Goodyear, you know, a pretty recognizable name, and you buy those tires and the salesperson finishes up everything and hands you your receipt and says, oh, by the way, sir, by the way, ma'am, every 3 months fill those things up with air because they're going to go dead flat on you. That's part of your warranty. I think you'd be saying, hey, maybe we want a different set of tires. But that's what it is. It's the RV industry exploiting you so they can keep their hand in your wallet. They want you to come back. They want you to have problems with this. When you have problems with this, you do two things. You get it fixed, and typically you go to an RV center, so it generates money for them, or you get disgusted with it and you say, you know what, I'm going to get rid of this and get another one. And they go, yeah, sure, come on in. Oh, yeah, you know, you need a roof? We'd love to buy this off of you, but now that it needs a roof, gee whiz, this thing isn't worth but $500 or $1,500 real cheap. So what do? They take that, bump up the price of the new one, and now they basically get it for nothing, and out the door you go with a new camper with the same crappy roof, and it's like a dog chasing its tail. So, you know, if you've got a roof system that's failed and you like the camper, and a camper is, you know, everything else works about it and you're happy with the layout, just put a good roof on it from us. Put a good roof on it, be done with it. You know, you're never going to get ahead with these things. It's not an investment. From what I heard is that these campers lose or depreciate quicker than a car. So you drive off the lot, you probably lose like $15,000 or something ridiculous. I don't know. But it's a lot. It's significant. So, you know, keep that in mind. You know, some folks, I've had folks comment, it's not worth it. I know what year it is. Well, if you like it, just put a roof on and enjoy it, because you're not going to get one without any roof issues. There just isn't one out there. The only one we have not worked on is an Airstream submarine looking one. That's the only ones we haven't worked on. So, you know, all these, every single one of them, fiberglass. They say they're fiberglass. It's just Phylon, but those leak. If they don't have curbs up on the roof, they're going to leak. They will leak. So just keep that in mind. But we're going to get this thing fixed up here and get it tore apart, and we'll show you what's going on with it. And then I'll go over some other stuff. Typically, especially on these type of, there's an aluminum sided one, you want to make sure everything is caulked and sealed, and I'll probably go over, you know, all of that once we get to the close of it. I don't know what all that is, just some junk in there. But we'll do all that. We're going to try and get all this off of here. I mean, obviously we'll get it cleaned, but you'll probably see some boogers still on there. Boy, someone mopped this on there real well. This is pretty sharp right here. There's no protection under there. That's the metal right here. See that corner? I'm surprised that hasn't popped through yet. That is, that's real close to there. So I had to sharpen my knives. I had a comment to Joe, sharpen that knife. But that's the metal, see it? That's your metal roof. Oh yeah, they do. They have a fancy piece of duct tape on there. That's it. And there's the metal. See? So that would have breached in there pretty soon. That's their way of protecting. So we put a buffer strip over it. The buffer strips that we use are protective strips. It's the same as the roofing. So we'll be putting a 60 mil commercial grade roof on here. It's all commercial. But around here, like I said, on these, you got to make sure all of these are all caulked and sealed real well, especially on these aluminum ones. So, but anyhow, that's our Starcraft, and we'll keep you updated with more. Next clip to come. Get all the roofing up on this Starcraft right here. The only thing we got is right here. This is a rot from the plumbing. We're going to take this sheet up right here. I'm not even going to try to pull all that apart. It's unnecessary. It'll be screwed to this decking. So we're just going to take this whole sheet up right here. We'll take it from there, the whole sheet, replace it, and then we may have a little crumb on this other side that will need to rework. We don't know what the insulation is like, so that's where we are so far. Quiet on this set. Quiet on this set. RV Roof Install Video Productions. Let's give you some updates. People love our updates. We fixed this little piece in here. This is all got some nice fancy 45 joinery, so it can't go anywhere. Got a little burp on it. I'm going to sand it down, but it's all locked in. Then we're going to change this one out to a new one. There's a new one. And they got this foil on the back. This is RV industry's way of saying, hey, we've got some radiant barrier in there. However, radiant barrier doesn't work unless there's like a 3/4 inch cavity between the foil and the underside. So, you know, It's not really going to be that. It'll probably do something, but it's not going to do a whole lot. It could be more effective if it had that channel. We did an old Safari. You can go watch that one, how we did it. It's a Safari Class A. And that's what they wanted. So that's what we're working on now. Something to keep in mind. There's a smooth side on this OSB, and there is a rough side. The rough side is up because the glue, well, it sticks to the rough side. That smooth side that's underneath here, the smooth side, is really not smooth per se. It is like this side. We tore it all up, but there's this side's down. But when they were originally when they did it, this is the smooth side right here, and you can tell by all the print. That's what that is. So the inspector comes in and he can see all of the information that the sheathing has, its structural strength and all of that stuff. Okay, that's what they look for. But when it goes through the roller and the assembly machine and the press machine when it's being manufactured, there's a wax that they put on the rollers so all the epoxy and stuff doesn't stick to it. That's what makes it smooth. But it's not really smooth. It's a wax, so glue can't stick to the wax, so that's why you put rough side up. You'll get down the road and you'll see some of these campers and the roof's all pulled up, and that's what it's from. They put smooth side up, but it looks better. Hey, it'll look better. You'll get a year out of it. That's all they need to do. You have to go, wow, it looks really nice and clean. It'll look better than seeing some of the aggregate, if you will, of the OSB. Okay, we were going onward and upward. What we're doing now is we are going back, we are stapling this yet again. And we're going to sew it up really good. You see we put a whole bunch of staples in there. We're going to sew it up real good. And then on this side, there are a couple little spots right here that feel smooth that I don't really like. And just as a precaution, we're going to hit them with a sander. Most of this is all sticky from the old glue. I mean, this stuff took, and as old as this is, the wax that was on it has dissipated. So that's what we got. So we're going to sand this one down anyway, so that's what we'll do. We'll just hit it with a sander and kind of spot check it, because most of it is well. And like I said, we're going back now and stapling it.
Pop it for you in there, I'll tell you if it should be.
We got this side, driver's side, is already glued down. There's the passenger side. So we got all the glue on there, and you can see the sheen on there. And then we're going to roll this here in a little bit. So once it's all what's called flashed off, is the terminology they use. Once we get it flashed off, then we'll roll it. What we did is put some plates in there. We'll take those out. That's where all the vents are, because we did not redeck this. We put those in there for our safety, so we don't step into the hole. And that's it. But you can see we got all our buffer strips on here. These buffer strips, I know folks ask me, hey, what are they? It's just that, the remnants of that. So when we do a roof in the piece, because this is 10 foot wide, when it overhangs, we got to cut it. Then I have another slitter down there that I made, and I put them in there and I just rip them all down. It's that simple, but that's what that's about. But then they are glued down, by the way. So everything is all glued. It wouldn't make sense not to glue that, and then there would be no glue under it, right? And we do all of it. So we get everything all protected. All they had on the edge was duct tape. And it probably may even be a piece or two. There it is right there. You can see that little gray duct tape. That's terrible right here. That's not going to be, duct tape surely isn't going to be strong enough to protect it from the metal siding that we got on here. But this is, you see how still white that is a little bit? That's what we're waiting for, the whole thing to be nice and clear. Then we'll roll it. Now what we do is just roll out the roof. Work your way around the other side. We take our balance roller, we're going to balance her out. Then we hit it with a big heavy roller. We are done. It has come together. You can see we've got all our curves welded in. Got these boots welded in here. They're all welded, then they're loaded. So now, you start going up, kind of wiggle this here, that's going to stay nice and tight. The 2 strikes of caulking all the way around the whole perimeter of this coach. All the termination bar, everything is all double layered on there. These curbs that we designed up, they're welded all the way. They're not just at the edge. We don't want to weld them at the edge. We weld them all the way around. That's a commercial application. We've also got on the top there, we put a counter flash. The purpose of that counter flash is if you get caught, obviously this being the back end, we'll say in the front, as you're driving and you have water just bellowing across the roof from a heavy storm, as it tries to come up on that counter flash, it actually is going to roll. It'll actually roll and work its way around the sides. It's not going to be able to jump up on top, which minimizes any sort of erosion is really what it is. So we've got it on this as well. I like to see the covers on there. The covers just help keep the water from getting anywhere around the vents. It kind of sheds it off. Also, you can open the vent up in the rain. And thirdly, you can keep some UV light off of the caulking, which this is designed to be outside anyways. As you can see, we use the same product here. So it's designed for it, but every little bit helps. And you see the way we sealed these. Let me show you. And you can see that little bit of gold on there. That's a special primer we put on. But you can also see the way we did all of the screws. They're all like this. That's the way you do it. You don't need to be putting a big old slobber amount on there. It looks terrible, and it just creates a moat. We don't want to do that. We've got 2 stands on the back of the air conditioner over here, just to help give it some balance. Obviously, we've got our refrigerator here, the base and new cap. We replace all those. And it's got the same counter flash detail as this. There's the same counter flash detail. And even when we designed these, I made a recession down here, and I did that so any water that gets on this counter flash, it'll roll off instead of roll in. So it'll all shed. And then we've also got counter flash on the front here, underneath. That's so when water comes down, now we're in that heavy storm I was talking about. You got water gushing up this way, it's going to get forced around, but obviously you got water coming down. As it comes around, I want it to hit right there, and it'll drip down and come back out. There is a foam gasket up underneath there. So on the sides of the air conditioner, the profile of the frame, it has some extrusions and things, so the water isn't going to run back there. It'll actually drip. But on the front, I don't want it to catch on the front frame and kind of roll back into that gasket. The gasket is waterproof, but nonetheless, again, every little bit helps. So these are some of the things that we do to make sure that we're not going to have any issues with this. On this antenna over here, I didn't have to design it this way. And actually, I'll go around and show you. There's a little bit of a different design on that. I'll go around the other way and show you in a second. So we've got this vent on, we've got another plumbing vent, and everything is double layered. We got our gutter spouts in here, we've got all that. Everything's sealed like it should. Alright, so I didn't have to make this big. I could have made a small little round type, but I figured down the road these folks may want to replace this antenna. If they did, that's going to fit your other antenna, the newer ones, like the boomerangs that I call them, or bat wings. Weingard makes one, I think they call it a Z1, and King makes one, they call it a jack. But that'll fit that base. But the other thing, this roof, if you look at this, you can see it's more shallow here and gets wider because there's a camber to this roof. These need to be about 3 degrees of level. So I leveled the coach up, come up here and took everything I needed, and then I had to make this angled piece like this, so it's like a wedge, so it'll stay level as the coach is. If it's going this way, it probably wouldn't operate properly. So we took the time to do all that. It still has that same counter flash up underneath here like all the other ones do. So on our plumbing boots, these are cool because even if you had a branch come up here and clip that off of there, that's all sealed up in there. This is just a spring one that I like to use, but you can see it's all sealed. So even if this pops off, there's the pipe. If it did, any rain would just go down into the holding tank. That's it. And then all you have to do is just go buy yourself another one of these spring deals, put them on there, and you're good. So, and again, everything's all been double striked down here, prime double striked, and then we replace the insert trim gasket. We do that with another insert trim. I don't like the ones that they come with. The ones that they come with they snap in. I wish I had a piece here. But I had to special order this actually. Actually, the RV industry does not have this RV insert trim right here. They do not have this. I had to special order this from the factory, and I had to buy a whole bunch of it, but it's better. It snaps in and out on that rail. There's a snap in there. I'll see if I can find a piece and show you. But in the meantime, here's our logo. So see rvroofinstall.com. We installed this June of 19. So where everything is all set, if they come back for an inspection, we want to see how it's performing. And if you have any questions, you can go to our website. All our contact information is on the website, so you can give us a call or send us an email. All of that is at the foot of the page of the website. Let's see if I can find that other. Oh, here we go. I almost forgot about this too. All right, let me tell you about the roof system. This is a 60 mil GAF TPO. This is thermoplastic. So these are the three colors we offer: the white, the tan, and the gray. So this particular one has a structure to it. There's going to be the same exact material you're going to find on a hotel, you're going to find on an office building, a library, restaurant, and you can see right here that little fiber right there. That's part of the mesh. So if you look real close, you can see the little squares in there. That's called a structured membrane. Okay? That's going to help resist against impacts like tree branches and hail and everything. So that's what we're putting on these roofs. If you like one of these samples, again, reach out to us. Here's a phone number right there. Reach out to us and we'll mail you one of these if you want to see it.